Ready, ready, we're ready, ready
I got a
to
little bit of
roll.
wine and a big cup filled with Dr. Pepper and some SoCo. Let's
Are you doing?
go.
Are you doing your wine SoCo and Dr Pepper? Wait, is that Shutter House? The wine you got?
Yes, yes, Sutter House.
Yeah,
It's that
Sutter
those same
House.
little bottles I had last time.
Nice.
Okay, we are
It does it
live.
great.
Welcome everyone, episode 9, Namaste, season 5,
Namaste.
Namaste. It's our
Welcome
14-hour
everybody.
fundraiser. We are an hour, what is this, six and a half hours into our 14-hour fundraiser.
That
Well,
was
we're on
fast.
Wow.
episode 9.
Yeah, for the Hawaii Food Bank. Get Joe Lewis here, AJ, Chad,
Hey.
me. So it's,
We're all
anyone?
still here. Are
Yeah.
you?
Are you?
Hmm.
Are any of us?
Yeah. Is anyone really anything? All right, so you guys ready to hit play? Let's do that. With
Yes.
the controller.
Yeah.
Aha! All right, we go. In 3, 2, 1,
Two,
start.
one.
All right.
It's a fake plane model. Yay!
Big CGI plane.
I just want to imagine it's a kid holding a plane going,
All
yeah.
Yeah. I love Ajiro Airlines. Is what the kid is saying. No.
Ajira. Too close to
Some water.
Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I don't know
Go,
how
go,
this kid's so
Ajira.
comfortable to fall asleep. He's got a eye patch, eye. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I'm still drinking throughout the day. Trying to slow up here.
That's auspicious. And that's when they all become sensate.
Yeah. So they're all on the edge of a flight. It's just them, right? There's no other. There's no other regular ass passengers on this flight.
There's people in the back. You know, all
Oh,
those
okay.
people that are on the beach, all like the Ajira survivors, Caesar, and all of them. You got Jacob's people, and then I think there's just some random people.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because
So it's
Caesar's like
just
a
the first
random dude.
class.
He doesn't know
That's got to
anything about
be.
what's going on.
That has got to be the worst flight for you to jump on. Everybody knows each other, and you don't know them, and you're like, wait, wait, wait,
Right.
wait, 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 wait.
Everyone's expecting the plane to
Wait,
crash.
you guys all know each other because you were in a plane crash together? And you guys are all on the same flight? Let me the fuck out.
I know if
Yeah.
I was a flight
Let
attendant.
me find out. Like y'all on a time loop, and I'm the one that didn't make it. Screw this.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is my stuff still going? No, mine paused.
Oh,
It paused right in the feed to white.
No, my stuff crashed.
no, no.
Oh, no.
Oh.
The restarter won't give you the
Re-
time code.
yeah, restarting it now.
Yeah, Lapidus really keeps his cool when he's about to crash into a mountain.
Mhm.
And die of
Yeah.
death.
I mean, like, he survived one of these before, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's probably got to give you a little bit of confidence.
Yeah.
Come on, Hulu. What's up?
Not to
It's like,
mention all
do
those
you remember the
moms.
first time that you asked a girl out?
Oh,
Did
there we
that go
go.
well for you
Yeah.
or badly?
It's
I
a
think the
matter
first
of
time I
persistence.
did it in person, I think that actually worked. But the first few times that I had a girl that we were technically going out, like in that middle school sense, was all because her friends stuck to my friends, and then suddenly we were going out, even if we
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
each other.
awesome.
Yeah. And then we'd see each other twice, and then we wouldn't work out. 'Cause, that's how 11-year-olds are.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That
just
is
remember
crazy.
hazes of awkwardness for me. I couldn't even
Yeah.
accurately answer the question.
Actually, when it's up to me to ask a girl out, then yeah, there's only a 10% chance that's going to happen.
mostly luck and the other person putting it together.
Yeah.
Well, the whole reason why I mentioned it was the idea that, no matter how disastrously the first time goes, second time's a little easier.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true, but only marginally so for some.
Hmm.
But it is true. What is happening to my? Come on, Hulu.
Hulu.
It's a bad internet day today.
I'm back. What's the timestamp?
All right. Let's see. It's gonna be 4:30 right now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Still, I'm just going to jump to 4:44.
Yeah. You have to go like 5 seconds ahead of that just so that you can be there when it catches up.
The buffering is really bad right now.
Okay, you want me to tell you when we get to 6:30 then, or?
Maybe.
30 years earlier.
That's an interesting title, Clark. That they keep. I mean, get a chance to see throughout, but.
I'm about to just reload this page.
That might be a good idea.
Because whatever's
Go back on
happening ain't no good juju. This is no good juju happening to me.
No worries. While that's happening, we're back on the. Curly's got his guitar case, aka Ankh, aka Message, aka Nothing.
Alright, there's a guitar case. Meanwhile, come on, Hulu. I believe in you. I pay you not to have ads.
Hey, you're paying for the ads, not for the non-bufferingness. You're paying not to see ads. You're not paying to see content. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
And technically, you're not seeing ads right now. Huh?
Yeah, you can't see ads if you can't see anything.
They got me there. They little assholes. All right, what's that timestamp now? 6:30.
6:30 right now. I called it. I told you I was going to tell you when 6:30 was.
Damn.
Perfect timing.
The clock king, right?
Exact.
Mm-hmm.
The freaking clock king.
When me and one group of my friends was younger, we would always talk about from like superhero comics or from cartoons or whatever, like who's what character.
Right.
And like now that we're older, every time we like want to go out on a trip or do something together because we don't all live in the same state anymore, or like we're putting together times to like play video games together or Zoom, I'm the one who's always coordinating schedules and remembering who's off on what days and all that stuff. It's like, man, when we were younger, I don't remember who you would have made me from the Batman animated series bad guys. But I know that right now you guys would think I'm the clock king. And they're like, yep.
I mean, that's a fun game. Choose a supervillain, but it can't be one of the A-listers.
Yeah.
It's got to be a B-lister supervillain for yourself.
Yeah.
I think the B-listers are a lot more specific. That probably helps you
They're
out
more
a lot.
specific and sometimes a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
At least on the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Orca, the whale woman.
It's a whale woman.
That's wow.
She's a killer whale woman.
I see.
She's like part killer whale.
Yeah, like you know how like King Shark is a shark, or Killer Croc is like a croc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Orca is a whale woman.
Damn.
All right.
Does she
whale
have
of a time.
She need to stay in the water all the time?
With, like,
she's
3
thick.
sleeves.
Nice.
That's interesting. You know, speaking about King Shark, I've been really digging Harlequin, the Harlequin DC
The
cartoon.
DC
Yes.
animated cartoon. I love Ron Funches,
I,
man.
it's been around for a minute, but I just finished it like a couple of days ago. Like, this is great. I'm enjoying this a lot. Like, it's fun. It's funny. The
It's a
comedy
good
hits really well in there.
It's a good replacement to Rick and Morty for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah?
I
Yeah.
think that it's a lot healthier than Rick and Morty, honestly.
Oh, Rick and Morty is so, like, it's such a toxic dynamic between a lot of those characters, but it's so good.
Mhm.
It's funny. Like I think it's a really good show. It's just
Yeah, I like Rick and Morty. Don't get me wrong, but the character relationships and the fact that like so much of the fan base worships Rick and
Oh,
sees
yeah.
themselves as Rick.
Oh, yeah.
when that's kind of not the point of the.
One, that's not the point of the show. Two, almost every person who thinks they're a Rick is actually a fucking Jerry.
No.
This is true.
Back to the barracks at Darmaville. Can't be wandering around in the jungle with the hostiles. Hostiles?
Yeah, Harley Quinn is such a good show. I really enjoyed
Mhm.
it. I blasted
Yeah.
through it really fast too.
Yeah.
I love the sense of humor of the show. Like what it reminds me of. The best description that I've ever heard someone say is it's like if you made Batman 66 a cartoon and let them say fuck.
Oh. Yeah.
Like it has
Huh.
like the same sort of cartoon logic that Batman 66 did.
Interesting.
Nice.
I see. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really dug it.
And there were some
like-
really heartfelt moments too. I really like the characterizations in there.
Yeah. You know what I seen recently too, which is okay, I didn't think it was as good, was Infinity Train. You guys ever seen this?
I have not.
I've heard of
Wow.
it. I think I've seen the pilot. I haven't watched the full blown show yet.
It's on Cartoon Network. It's developed, I think, maybe by the same as the Steven Universe guys.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of the same crew as them in Adventure Time.
Yeah, but I think it's like a guy named Owen something. It's interesting. It's not as deep or as well, I wouldn't say it doesn't have the same depth or lore. Well, I would say lore as like Adventure Time, but it does have some interesting depth to it. But it's essentially like the whole gist of the show is like they take children and they put them on this train that goes on for infinity, and the whole point of the train is for you to work through your problems, and they give you this number on your hand. So like every time you start to realize stuff about yourself, your number goes down, and once it reaches 0, then you can leave the train. But like every train car is a different world, essentially. It's a weird ass show.
Huh.
So it's like Snowpiercer, but for
Your
growing
emotional baggage.
maturity instead of capitalism.
It's like Snowpiercer. It's like Snowpiercer. meets-
Snowpiercer with issues.
Yeah, Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
There you go. That works.
Snowpiercer for the
That's my
soul.
connection.
Yeah. It's the chicken Snowpiercer for the soul. But yeah, it's interesting. Wait, and then this guy has a Russian name, right? If I'm not mistaken.
The balding guy?
Yeah. I think it's like Rabenzier or Rodentov or something.
Radzinski.
Radinsky.
No.
There you go.
I hate who does this thing when you have a connection error where it won't let you back out of it until the video comes back on, but then it cuts out immediately and goes back to the connection error screen. So I can't see anything.
Oh, weird.
Huh.
So describe to me what's happening.
Jin just slammed Brzezinski up against the wall
Oh, no, I'm
and
not.
growled at him, Batman style.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm not there at all. I'm still
Brzezinski-
seeing the executive producer.
Okay.
Executive producer. Jeez.
He's saying this is a system-wide broadcast.
Give me that timestamp again.
What, this is the episode where Saeed wanders out of the jungle, right? And they have to
13
take him.
minutes. Now.
Jesus. Man, my Hulu is messing up hardcore.
13 minutes. I'm 90 seconds behind now.
Hey, did you guys hear that Daniel Day Kim and Randall Park are going to be teaming up for a heist movie?
No, that's
Ooh.
cool.
I'd see that. I'd watch the
Yeah.
shit out of that.
Like, I'm totally down for an all-Asian heist movie
Yeah.
in Ocean's 11. I can say that.
That's why I'm trying not to boo right now. I'm like, I'll give it to you.
Yeah,
You can still boo it.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah,
Hey, I
no,
love
like you can still boo. It's not funny.
Oh, thank you. Boo! Like, man.
Holy Lord.
Oh,
Oh wait, there's like one guy. Like one guy had like almost a handlebar mustache that was standing behind Lapidus. He's one of the extras.
there
That
needs
guy
to be
right
more
there.
handlebar mustaches on television.
It's not a handlebar. He looks like his name is. He looks like his
Ooh.
name is Ernesto.
I see a baby.
Like Ernesto de la Cruz.
So can't you tell by my mustache what
That
my name is?
was the dude from Coco, right?
Or Ernesto?
The
Yeah.
bad guy?
Was that his name? Ernesto
Oh,
de la Cruz?
I haven't seen the movie.
Oh man,
It's
Coco's
good.
such a fucking good movie, dude. I was like a mess watching that in theaters.
I remember you saying.
Like I'm like surrounded by like small children watching a Disney movie at the end, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Ah, no! Don't let him go. Yeah, I gotta see that.
That was me watching Inside Out.
Yeah.
That one got to me.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a
Yeah,
special
Inside Out.
guest for the next episode, just so everybody knows.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Sweet.
all the viewers stick around for another episode. We're gonna have Autumn. Autumn's coming back, and then a special guest on top of that.
Ooh.
Yeah, who's it
Right.
gonna be? Who knows? I know. Nobody else knows.
Oh. It could be anyone. My
Yeah.
bet's on the kangaroo with a gun in its pouch.
Yes, Ernesto de la Cruz was the bad guy's name.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Who was the imaginary friend in Inside Out? Joe?
I almost called him Oingo Boingo, but I'm like, no, that's not his name.
I can't remember.
But it was like kind of phonetically similar to that, I think.
Yeah, it was like a rhymey,
It's like
rhymey.
spring in the
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
To the
And-
bed, ding dong, ding dong. Something like that.
yeah, and I know, like, in my mind, I called what was going to happen in those erased memory zones. Like, I knew what was going to happen in my head, but the execution got me.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing
Yeah.
bong. That sounds like that. Yeah, that I could see that. I could see the Oingo
Yeah.
with the bing bong.
Because they had to ride that magic car thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they're singing when they're doing it. Who's your friend who likes to play bing bong, bing bongs? Rocket makes you yell hooray, bing bong, bing bong.
And then she turns around and Bing Bong's just waving goodbye and starting to disappear.
That's
And
right.
then I started crying.
Yep.
And I was like, "Fuck you, movie! I knew this was going to happen."
It's like that. Like you would think that I would have learned then, or I would have learned during Up, or like any number of other Pixar movies, to not watch them in public.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why spoilers don't bother me. Because like if the movies grip me emotionally, then I don't care if I already know. I'm gonna cry anyway.
Mhm.
I'm already invested in the thing.
I can honestly only tell you like a couple of things that I've ever watched in a movie where if it got spoiled for me, I would have been upset. Because for the most part, it's like if the movie's good, I don't care about spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like the movie's still good. Like the example I always use is like I knew that Darth Vader was Luke's father before I knew what Star Wars was.
It's
Because it
true.
was just permeated pop culture.
Yeah.
So it's like I knew that before I even watched. And hey, you know what? Empire Strikes Back, still a good movie.
Yeah.
Don't they? Isn't that like one of the lines that people always remember wrong too? Like,
Yes.
Like, people always say, "Luke, I'm your father," but that's not what he says, right? What does he say?
It's
I don't know, David.
it's something like
Something.
Obi-Wan lied to you.
About who your father was?
Yeah. Something
And he
like
said, He said, "I'm the guy" or something like that.
No,
Like,
it's
me, the
like,
one.
I'm trying to remember because it's broken up into like 2 sentences, and it's just easier to say, "Luke, I'm your father,"
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah,
why
he
everyone
says,
remembers it.
"No, I am your father."
Yeah,
Because like
Not
the
Oh.
first
Luke, I'm your
sentence is
father.
something like, "Obi-Wan told you your father is dead." No, I am your father. Something like
right.
that.
And that doesn't. If
Oh.
you just say,
Wow.
"No, I am your father," like as a reference, nobody gets it. You have to say, "Luke, I'm your
Yeah.
father," so people know what you're talking about, and that's
Yeah.
why everyone
Or at
remembers
least
it.
do the breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do the
Interesting.
breathing, I think people will know.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. Is there any stuff out there that's like that, like with human, the way humans related to each other? Besides, like, I know there's probably a bunch, but in terms of like that thing where they just like shorten it so you know what reference it's referencing, but the technical line is very different.
Yeah,
I'm
there's a-
sure that there is. I just
Yeah.
can't think of
Yeah.
anything like
I
that.
can't think of anything off the top of my head, but yeah, I agree.
The
I think
Bible? No, I'm
something
just
like
kidding.
Toto, we're not in Kansas, and there's a lot of movie lines that I think are actually the line's longer. We just shorten it to make it.
What is
Yeah.
this?
And then in our consciousness, that's the line.
Yeah, it's just easier to
Yeah.
remember that way.
I'm sure there's a bunch of BuzzFeed articles that'll give you the answers that you seek.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sure there's a 23-year-old that's desperately clacking away. That's got
Yeah.
the
Here's
Reddit.
20 quotes
Yeah.
that you got wrong.
Take it from me. I'm 24.
I barely grew up with this stuff.
Yeah, no, you were right, Joel. It is a BuzzFeed article.
There you go.
Because I just started typing famous movie quotes that, and then the first autocomplete was "are wrong."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, let's check that out. And it's a BuzzFeed article, 20 famous movie lines that you've been saying wrong.
Damn.
20 of them. That's a lot.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
You should throw
The
some of those
quote
out.
that
Like,
everyone remembers from Apollo 13, "Houston, we have a problem."
yeah.
The actual line from the movie is, "Houston, we've had a problem."
Yeah.
Oh.
It just sounds better to say we have a problem to make it present
Yeah.
tense, more active.
Yeah.
Hmm
Yeah. Nobody wants a problem that's been solved, right?
Yeah.
Listen, we had a problem. It's in the
Oh,
past.
okay, cool.
We're done
What are you doing now?
We're just listening to music. It's
Have the
Chilling.
problem's over. Okay, cool.
we're setting the vibe up here. It's space here.
Yeah. Well, we're about to rip a mad bong if you want to join us. The problem's done. It's over with.
We have trained ourselves to be physical specimens to endure all the hurdles that is space travel, but nothing feels quite as good as ripping a bong in space.
Yeah.
So, ground control.
Space bong, space bong.
So on the episode right now, we've got the our time traveling losties checking into the Dharma Initiative.
They're getting laid.
Yeah, getting laid. Got Hurley in the
That's
big baggy
literally
sweatshirt
happening.
with a bulldog on it, which I guess is. Because Sawyer said earlier, like, "Hey, have you seen my baggy sweatshirt with a bulldog on it?" Like, you think
Yeah.
when Sawyer wears a baggy sweatshirt, it's a sweatshirt that's big enough to fit on Hurley?
You would not expect that, but
Yeah,
apparently
yeah.
it does.
So like that's his like lounging around the
Or
house
you would
sweatshirt.
expect it to be like real tight on Hurley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he seems comfortable in that.
Jack is wearing a what looks to be period appropriate polo
Yeah.
shirt and slacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kate's wearing a little hippie looking blouse.
Yeah,
Explain everything later. Stop staring.
Huh.
yeah, everyone looks nice in the 70s.
It's gin.
And meanwhile, my Hulu is still pausing all over the place.
Oh no.
So
I'm generous.
well, Joe is trying to figure out what's wrong with Hulu. What's the famous quote you guys remember from Dirty Harry?
No, it's
Nothing.
Go ahead.
oh, it's go ahead, Punk, make my day, or maybe Punk
Make
goes in the
Oh.
beginning.
my day, punk.
That's
All
dirty.
right. What's another one? The lucky one.
Oh, do you think you're lucky?
I
Punk.
think you feel lucky, punk.
Do you feel lucky? Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
feel-
The
Something like that.
misquote that everyone remembers is, "Do you feel lucky, punk?" The actual movie quote is, "You've got to ask yourself one question: Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Yeah. Once again, it's just shortened to make more sense and be usable in everyday conversation.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Because like, if you were to try and be technical with all these, people would be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know where we are.
Now, there are 3 outriggers near here. I'm gonna
That's interesting.
Yeah. But that scene
That
is
is
crazy because I just watched it a few months ago, and like he's already shot the guy once, and then like the guy's reaching for a shotgun, and he's like, hey, you know, and he pulls his gun out and sticks it right in his face, and he's like, what do you think I shot? Five shots or 6, and this is the most powerful handgun in the world. It'll blow your head off at 100 yards or something.
That's where I'd start.
And do you feel
Damn.
lucky?
Damn, I forgot that he was spitting that cold stuff
Yeah.
in that movie. Damn.
And then the guy like gives up. He's like, all right, fine. And then Dirty Harry just starts walking away, and then the guy is like, hey, I gots to know, because it's a black guy. And that's what they talk in that movie. And so he just turns around and just points the gun at his face and pulls the trigger. And
Damn.
there was no
Damn.
bullets, thankfully. But yeah, he was totally ready to execute that
He almost
black man
wasted
in the
that
streets. Yeah.
Mhm.
That is crazy. All right. How about another line?
All right. In Casablanca, do you remember what the guy tells Sam?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
No, that's Gone with the Wind.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was.
He says,
To be
"Play it
fair,
again,
I had
Sam."
the same quote in my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
Play it again, Sam.
What
is
did
the
you say,
misquote.
David? Yes, play it again, Sam is the misquote that everyone remembers. The actual movie quote is, you played it for her, you can play it for me. If she can stand it, I can. Play it.
That's like 5 sentences. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna say that.
What?
Can't fit that on a meme.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
That's hilarious.
Like some of these are like not actually that well known movies.
Yeah, I think Finding 20 is kind of a stretch. I think it's weird that we make these articles as like, oh, here's 20 things that are misquoted and look how stupid people are. But really, it should be like, isn't it great that we can, with pop culture, we can take these long things and break it down into like 3 or 4 words, and we all know what we're talking about. Like that's a good thing about language and culture.
But the articles themselves are playing off of a different part of the brain. It wants to feel right over someone else.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is true. That is 100% true. They're like, shouldn't you feel superior to these dumb people who didn't know the right thing that you now know is the right
now
thing?
Now that you've read this article, and you were wrong.
Speaking of
2 minutes
things
ago.
that people are constantly correcting each other about, if they're the most annoying people on the face of the planet.
Hey, I used to be one of those people.
From the movie Frankenstein. Everyone knows that when he's raising Frankenstein, what's the quote?
It's alive. It's alive.
You are actually correct.
Oh.
A lot of people think that the quote is "he's alive."
Oh.
I think I would, but there was a commercial where they used to play a lot where they played that part.
But
I always
that's
thought it
so.
was "he's alive."
Yeah.
That's so like nitpicky too, though.
Yeah.
I'm like, just a.
It's incredibly nitpicky, but it's the exact same kind of people that would say, actually, Frankenstein was the doctor. Frankenstein's monster was the monster.
Yeah.
Hey, you're describing me. Stop that.
But there's another thing I want to bring up about this episode is Jack's checking in right now, and Pierre Chang is the one checking him in. Pierre Chang is also in the orientation video that just people were watching as they check in. He's the first person in the Dharma Initiative some of these people meet. But throughout all the videos that he's in, he uses all these fake names, all these candle names, as though it's a way of like covering up who he is, or like to make him anonymize him or whatever. It's like a cover for him. But everybody knows who he is. He's like the first guy you meet when you get there, and he's got a totally different name.
You're right. You're right. They're like,
what's the purpose of
Calvin
changing
Wick
his name?
or Marvin Candle?
Yeah.
Like, what? Why did you lie to us in the video?
You're Pierre Chang. I've met you and your son. What is this?
They're like, yeah, but I'm also Marvin Wick, and Marvin Candle and shit, Calvin Wick. That is crazy.
That's why I'm certain that those are real people that he kicked out of the studio when they were recording and said, "No, I'm the only one that's any good at acting. Move over, Marvin Candle. I'll take your spot." And he's just reading the same cue cards. They didn't change them.
I like that theory.
And it fits with his attitude too, his character's attitude. So I think it's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's craziness.
Yeah. Come on, Hulu. This whole time I'm steadfast been trying to get back on this episode. This episode is going to be done by the time I catch back up.
Yeah, probably.
He won't leave us alone.
Going back to the superhero thing,
Right.
like ages ago that we were talking about. Do you ever think about a villain that has the audacity to choose like a normal household object or something as their shtick? And think like why? Like Stiltman.
Stiltman. Yeah.
Like that was like one of Spider-Man's villains. And I'm
Daredevil.
thinking like it was Daredevil's?
Yeah.
The
'Cause,
audacity.
obviously, what would be the most effective person to fight a very, very tall man? Obviously, a blind guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if somebody who can
Stiltman
fly.
was a weird villain. His whole thing was his legs extended like stilts.
Think of
That
the
is
audacity of villains like him or frickin' Captain Boomerang or Kite Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Captain Boomerang actually had like a whole shtick though. Like he had like explosive boomerangs and like razor boomerangs and boomerangs that would freeze you.
And he's actually pretty combat proficient too.
Yeah. Whereas Kite Man is a dude that really likes kites.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Does Kite Man fall into the villain side or the hero side of DC Comics?
He's a bad guy. Like there was a point at which he was kind of an anti-hero, but he wasn't an anti-hero so much because he was trying to do good, so much as he was just fighting with other villains occasionally.
Right.
Oh, I see.
But most of the time, he exists to get his ass kicked because he's Kite Man.
Yeah, I wonder how many of these like really eccentric supervillains they're just into like this one thing. Like, is these just somebody that's like on the autism spectrum and is really into kites? And he doesn't understand the consequences of his actions. And he just wants to do kite stuff.
Very good question.
Like the trickster.
Yeah.
I think that that's something that should be explored further in comics. It's like, are they just fixated on one thing because they're on the spectrum?
Yeah. They don't really realize that they're being kind of an asshole, or are they actually evil?
Yeah, like if Two-Face wasn't like an actual like multiple personality disorder thing, like the thing about like twos and doubles,
and flipping
would
a
seem
coin,
like a weird fixation.
Yeah, it's just like an OCD thing.
Or if Mad Hatter wasn't like a psychology major and like a tech whiz, and was just obsessed with Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, and he'd just be a weirdo. It's okay.
Also, I don't know whether or not they've carried this over. I know at one point DC decided to make Mad Hatter not only a weirdo in the he's obsessed with Alice in Wonderland thing,
right?
But like he's sexual deviant also.
Yeah, they made him like a pedophile.
No.
He does what?
The pedophile thing was like a later edition than that, when they're like, we want to make it edgy. Before that, they decided, he likes to fuck hats.
Wait, hold on. Wait, no.
He would take hats and he would put his dick inside.
Wait, no. Hold on. Hold on.
Because,
why?
Did he put a hole in the side of the hat?
Someone thought it would be funny.
Okay, well, yeah, it's funny.
Wait, why would you fuck a hat? How would you fuck a hat? It's like mostly whole.
Yeah.
Look, man,
it's mostly whole.
I'm not like a fetish person. Like I don't even get feet, and feet are pretty normal compared to hats.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, like
fucking cats. Good
And I
lord.
want to make sure that everyone who's watching and listening understands that I'm talking about hats, as in the thing you put on your head, not
Yeah.
cats.
not cats.
Oh.
Oh God,
No.
no.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
Wait,
So at
he
least I
says a
can
fucking
understand the
hat?
physics of fucking a
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah.
A hat,
Oh, Lord.
like a bowler or a top hat or
Yeah.
Like on those party hats,
Congle.
the cone,
I assume that
paper cone
just
party
like
hats.
you're rubbing your dick on the inside of the hat.
Yeah.
Damn.
like just
Yeah,
a
you
small
know-
thrill.
Yeah. He needed silk felt lining every hat he had.
Or who knows? Maybe he fills the hats with fleshlights.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no.
I don't
That would
know.
be the party hat would be perfect for that.
It would be called the Mad Fleshlighter.
Ugh.
Oh man.
Batman has one villain he does not fight. He just sees
What
the
if-
mad fleshlighter and walks away. He's like, nah, I'm good.
What is the origin story of the Mad Hatter generally? I forget what his whole thing is. I know he's a character.
I think he fell
I
into
thought you were
a
gonna-
vat of.
I thought you were gonna ask the
Alice in
mad
Wonderland.
fleshlighter's backstory.
Like we know his like he was on the spectrum and walked into a Susie's one day. Susie's adult superstore. Wait a minute.
Wait, are
Hold
all
on.
of his crimes fleshlight themed?
Oh, I'm just trying to think of the death trap for Batman. Shoving him into
What?
a giant fleshlight.
Oh, he just makes giant flashlights.
Oh God.
Human-sized flashlights.
He's a villain that can't really get out of B or C status because like he keeps on dealing with his problems in the inappropriate way.
The other villains are like, oh God, it's the fleshlight guy.
Yeah. Like Riddler and Joker, they're just like, we're doing big things out here, okay? You are running out here with a fleshlight, mad fleshlighter.
It'd be great if he was competent too. Like he actually got shit done. And the other
Yeah.
villains were like, we can't respect you. But
Yeah.
I blew up half the city. Yeah, but you
Yeah,
did it
but
with
you're
fleshlights.
a weirdo, man.
So you're telling me my campaign to get into the LOD is not valid right now?
No, it's not.
You should join the Legion
Please.
of Perverts.
We're villains, not weirdos.
Don't drag us down to your level. We just murder foundations upon foundations of people. Not like you weird sex deviant.
We didn't let the furries in. What makes you think we'll touch you? I'm at the point where I have no idea where you guys are now. I'm gonna guess
Okay.
So you
32,
just went to jail?
36? Yeah.
36.
Yeah.
36,
37 now.
51,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
I'm just hitting 37.
37.
Okay.
No.
I'll see you at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the other side.
Brother.
My friends are at the other side.
See you.
Washington's on the other side. It feels like we're making two different sets of references. I'm doing Hamilton and
I think that generally everyone makes the exact same reference, or we reference like at least two different properties.
ugh.
That's why it's
But
important.
that is a fun thing to think about, and a good premise for a bit, Joe.
Yeah.
About just thinking about the villains, where it's just like your legs extend. What makes you think you're a super villain?
You might be angry.
I think you're more of a fixated villain, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like,
How
okay,
many
you
layers?
invented something. That doesn't make you a super villain.
You're a thug with a quirk.
Yeah. You own a 3D printing machine. That doesn't make you a super villain.
Yeah.
That is
You know what's the difference between you and a henchman? You put on the shoes first.
It's like the shocker. Like you're a dude with a bunch of insulation and stun gun fists. Get out of here.
You're wearing a quilted blanket, sir.
Although I give the shocker some credit. He's super homebrew on that shit.
Yeah.
And the other thing about the shocker is he always comes back. Like he hasn't given up.
I got mad respect for someone that just can't, that just won't back down. It's like, no, I'm gonna do this. This is my passion.
Like the
Spider-Man-
only thing that would make me like really lose respect for the shocker is if someone told me he gets off on Spider-Man beating him up.
Oh yeah, that'd be the end of it. I'm like, oh man, come on, why you gotta ruin it?
Oh,
You romanticized villainy for me, and then you turn it into this.
That's hilarious.
He's just
Made
getting
it
his ass
dirty.
beat by Spider-Man. It's like, this is my fetish.
Do you think that would be a good way for like a henchman or a villain to try and get the superhero to stop beating you up? If you just acted like you were super into it?
Oh yeah, Spider-Man wed me harder.
I think that works when anybody's beating you up.
Yeah. What's the number one way to stop a fight against a bunch of black dudes? Start taking off your clothes. They're gonna run away real quick. I mean, I would. I'll be like, this dude's getting naked. This is not a fight anymore. I don't know what this is.
I don't know what's happening, but I don't like it, and I don't want to be here.
This has become something different.
Yeah.
Very different.
And then he starts saying, "This is like, what are you gay?" I'm like, no, I'm just really, no, dude, I just don't want.
Yeah.
No, please, put clothes back on.
It's like, I only fight like this.
I only fight as the Romans did.
Starts taking out a bucket of oil and pouring it on yourself.
Where did you even get that?
What? You don't carry your bucket of oil wherever you go?
I always grease up before a climactic battle. Please don't use climax. Please don't use that word.
That would be an interesting supervillain identity.
Was it the Greek wrestler or the?
Yeah.
The Grecian.
Oh God, the Grecian. That works on multiple levels. All of them gross.
There you go. So coming down the last couple of minutes of the episode, Joe, thank you so much for joining us.
Greased fighting.
Great to see you.
Oh.
The Greek gesture, I don't know.
Please fight me.
Yeah, if people want to see what's going on with you in the world, what do they need to do?
I'm not doing much lately because it's plague time.
It's true. What should people be doing in general then? Shout something out.
I have an Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
I think it's JoeStar87. I think. I haven't been on there for a little bit. But I probably should be.
Cool.
Yeah. So everybody start tagging JoeStar87 on all your Instagram posts just so that he gets alerts.
Just so I know. And if it isn't,
Whether
then
or not it's Joe.
someone else will get another good treat.
Someone will enjoy themselves.
Yeah. Go on Joe's Instagram. Start liking stuff from 6 years ago. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Go ahead, do it.
It's a dare.
We dare you to do it. We dare you to stick around for the next episode because we'll have Autumn and a special guest. But this has been episode 9, Namaste with Joe Lewis. Thank you so much again, Joe. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for donations. Stick around. We'll be right back in a couple minutes for episode 10.
Remember, folks, as you go to sleep, beware the fleshlighter.
The mad flashlighter.
The mad fleshlighter.
Bye.
Thanks, Joe.